Hi, I'm Margaret and welcome to Garden School. It's rainy and cool and blustery today, but I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the color that we might be seeing in our landscapes at this time of year, early December, especially berries. Here is a berberis, bayberry or barberry, and this one has these beautiful, it's dropped all its leaves, has these beautiful little tiny red hips. Very, very cute. Well, we're going to take a look at a few more berries that we might find in our landscape at this time of year. The high bush American cranberry still has some berries on it, and this year this one has been pretty prolific. The birds will get the rest of these, but I picked and made cranberry sauce or faux cranberry sauce from them. Really, really nice. Anyway, this is American high bush cranberry. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful red berries, red orangey. There's another variety, a European, that the taste is not as nice and it kind of stinks a little bit. So you may want to consider that if you're going to put that into your landscaping. Oh, here's some hypericum. This happens to be a glacier variety which has mottled leaves. But you can see the berries are now really dark blue-black. Kind of cool to have those. Looks kind of neat and adds some interest in a bouquet even. Now here's another high bush cranberry. I think this is the European kind. A little orangey. The fruits are not as large, but the birds will still love those. Now, here's one that's I think the berry itself is pretty unusual. This is euonymus, and you can see I've got the variegated and the standard kind mixed in here. But this is the fruit. Really, it's just, to me, it's so unusual. You can see it's, pretty, it's symmetrical. They're side to side. These two orangey, softer berries, and then this harder white, light-colored structures on the sides. Really unusual. Sometimes you don't even see this because oftentimes euonymus is hedged pretty hard, and so you never discover that it even blooms. But that's kind of an interesting thing. You have to look a little close for that. Snowberry can be really cool with the white clusters. They're not gonna last all winter. They'll get soft and mushy and drop off. That's okay. In the meantime, they're looking pretty neat. Snowberry. That's a native. Wintergreen is a really cool evergreen shrub. You can see the glossy green leaves. They're kind of leathery. Reminds me of like miniature salal in a way. And it's in the same family as salal. And the cool thing about these berries, which can be bearing just about any time of year, I think. And if you squish them and smell them, it smells like that schoolyard paste, the white paste, that wintergreen kind of smell. Really cool. English holly, it's kind of a standard winter berry kind of thing. But as far as having it in your landscape, you may want to really consider that, because the berries are consumed by the birds, of course, and then the seeds deposited everywhere. And it can become a problem in like the marginal areas of woods, of forest, because it can become kind of an invasive thing. So English holly, it's beautiful. It's nice if you know someone that has a tree, and you would need a male and a female tree in order to get the berries. But you may want to really consider that. Perhaps there will be a sterile variety that's produced that can still produce berries, but it's not going to have viable seeds. I'm not sure about that. Anyway, English holly. This is a very tall variety of cotoneaster, and it, I will say that it is pretty self-seeding. So if you put something like this in your yard, the birds, there's, at some point this winter, there will be no more berries on it. I think one day the robins will come in, consume them all, and have a riot. That'll be a fun day. And then there won't be any more berries, but they'll deposit the seeds everywhere. So just beware. You may find some little starts here and there. And depending on your variety, it can be large. So here's one of those cotoneasters that seeded itself a couple years ago from its parent across the pathway. Skimmia is a nice shrub to have. You can see these gorgeous berries. The flower buds for the next season, I guess, are coming on. But the berries are just lovely on this. It's a nice shrub to bring into your yard. Skimmia is also a plant where there's a male and a female plant, but there are varieties that you can buy which have both sexes of flowers. So you don't need to have two different plants, one of each sex. This one, either, I have no idea about this one. Either it's that one that has both types of flowers, or there's enough pollen from a neighboring yard or something like that I get some berries. Really pretty though, it's nice. This is firethorn, pyracantha, and this one always throws me for a loop because firethorns, pyracantha, are typically very spiny. This one doesn't seem to be as spiny, but that's fine. So beautiful, beautiful berries. The birds will come and get these too. But for right now, it's just really laden with fruit for them. Very cool. So this is another great one. And this one will hold its leaves pretty much. You know, we'll lose some a bit here, but it will stay pretty evergreen. It can be, this one can be a pretty substantial shrub. It doesn't matter how you hack it back. Pruning just seems to encourage it more. There are orange fruiting varieties, yellow fruiting varieties, so you could have a really nice colorful display of berries at this time of year. And then there's Nandina. This is a pretty tall one here, but there are so many different varieties of Nandina with different heights, different growth patterns. Just really, you can find one for your landscaping needs, I'm sure. And this one has lots of berries on it this year, which is really cool. Some of these berries will be consumed by birds this winter, others won't, and will just retain. I don't believe there's a bird in our area that eats the Nandina. We could probably find some older berries from other years on this plant, which is nice. Then you have some color that's going on all the time here. But others, like for instance, if you do have a holly or you do have that cotoneaster, some of those others the birds will certainly scarf up. It makes it for a nice winter viewing activity too. So there's a lot of things you could think about if you want to bring in some berries for color in the winter time. One thing that I don't have yet to show you is a beauty berry. Those beautiful little Calicarpus, beautiful little purpley pink, little shiny berries that are really cute. My plant is too young yet to bear any fruit, but I'm looking forward to it. They can be very, very beautiful. It's just stunning, the color. So you'll find a lot of oranges and reds, a few yellows, some white, purple, maybe even some bluish tints. Oh, and then there's the black too. Lots of color options. Well, I found another little cotoneaster that's volunteered in a corner there. Pretty cool to have. Well, bring in some berries into your landscaping if you'd like to do that, and then watch the birds as they come to consume many of those. There's always more to learn in the garden. Bye-bye.